Greetings from Snake Mountain Boatworks on Tuesday, December 29, 2020. Yes, our 1950 Century Viking-Nordic, all 19 feet of her, is in the slings and being supported by jack stands so that we can work beneath her. We originally thought about trying to flip this boat, but she has a rather extreme beam for her length without a whole lot of support, and we just did not want to visit those forces on the hull. So we'll work with her above us, which has proven to be an interesting exercise so far. We are primarily focused below the waterline. The owners reported that she leaked rather severely, and we've discovered why. We've seen on the inside, we'll know more once we strip the bow area, but there's evidence of water having sat in that area for extended periods of time and quite a bit of rot. We'll address that as we deal with it. Because the main leaking, as we've discovered and working on it, is after the helm. We had to completely empty out the hull to be able to work on the bottom from the inside. We also had to remove the gas tank once we discovered this problem. This exhaust pipe extended through here, and there's a fair amount of rot around the transom. We're going to do our darndest to not have to replace these planks. But as you can see, and we'll know more once we've stripped this gray bottom paint, there is evidence that things are not all sweet and lovely along the bottom of the transom, the bottommost plank. But if you remember from the earlier video, we were concerned that she was fiberglass, or had been fiberglass. Well, so far, the good news is that she hasn't been fiberglass, but what has happened, and maybe I can get Anthony over here to talk to me a little bit about, and talk to you a little bit about what we are discovering as we work on the bottom of this. He and Joe have been working on the bottom, and why don't I just let Anthony talk to you about what we've discovered. You can see that we've made a first pass at cleaning the bottom off here on the port side. Anthony, go ahead, tell us.
Well, it seems like there's some type, under this paint, there's some type of, it's kind of like a rubberized sealer, I guess. And then, you know, all the seams, it's the same type of sealer. I don't think it's a marine grade sealer, you know, it's a rubberized.
It's like liquid rubber, right?
Yeah.
Here, if we look at the floor, you can get a sense of
it's not bonding to the wood very well. So it's definitely not. It was either put on when it was wet and then couldn't bond to it, or it's just not.
It's not meant for an underwater application.
Yeah.
So what we are facing is donning respirators And you can see right here where Anthony's been working along the lap joint. We have to clean all of that out because beneath, am I correct that beneath this liquid rubber there was some other substance?
Yeah,
that had been sort of worked up into the lap seams?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same type of rubberized material, but it's just not bonding to anything. Joey had an idea of what it was for a.
If you look down the keel, you can see how it kind of dripped down where the paint was. If you actually peel that back, it's like liquid, almost like a liquid rubber, almost like a Flex Seal, or almost like one of the products that's as seen on TV kind of thing. But it came off pretty easy. I mean, the stripper did not want to touch it, but the old sander did. As you can see how rubbery it is. It's, you know, it's not, it doesn't adhere to anything. What happened is it must have been that you were finding the leaks and they probably either brushed it on or sprayed it, and that would be over the paint, and that's probably the reason why it's not adhering to anything. So over the time of cutting through water, it just abraded back, and that's where they're getting more leak.
And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of filler we find right in here, because that's showing actual signs of filler. I just hope we don't discover a lot of rot. You can see that somebody has already worked on this boat and I guess dug out some rot and paid the holes with filler on both sides along the waterline and up the port side. So we need to strip it to bare wood up to the waterline, and we're really hoping we don't have to invade, particularly in this transom, above the waterline, because matching that stain color, and actually I don't think it's stained, I think it's natural, would be quite a challenge. And the owner really doesn't want us to completely strip the transom and have to have it all re-lettered and everything again. So we'll continue working on the. So sorry for the clumsy transition. It's not even Monday and the battery decided to die just at the end. So let's finish our conversation. As we can see, there's a plank here and a plank here. It almost looks like this plank, as well as, it's very difficult. The grain is so different across the planks that it would seem that sometime in her life she had at least a partial transplant. We won't be working above the waterline. The paint's in good shape. It's a rather beautiful and lustrous green. We will be applying black bottom paint to her. But one thing we'll need to do is remove the bow strip. It runs all the way back and under. And remember, this is the area where from the inside we've seen a fair amount of rot. So we need to expose her on the outside to give us an opportunity to gain access and to seal where needed. So we'll keep you abreast of our progress. But until then, this is our update on the 1957 19-foot Century Viking-Nordic. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boatworks.